So these are just some of the images of the NYPD arresting student protesters at Columbia University. But before launching this notoriously brutal police department on her own students, the president of Columbia praised the quote, storied history of protests on the campus. Now you might think that someone who appeals to that history might learn a thing or two from it. Like, I don't know, that using state violence against student anti-war protesters puts them at risk of serious harm. But even knowing what happened, somehow she has this unexplainable urge to repeat what almost everyone considers the wrong side of that story. Just like the current president of Columbia, the president back in 1968 brought the NYPD on campus to intimidate and arrest student protesters who were protesting against racism in a war that was widely unpopular with young people. A war that also resulted in its dissenters being vilified as un-American, terrorists, and supporters of the destruction of the West, with many pro-war advocates telling them to leave America. A war that also saw a shift in public opinion when a new form of media showcased how soldiers were destroying homes and displacing civilians under the unconvincing guise that this was a necessary evil to weed out combatants. And of course the big "I told you so," a war that 60% of Americans would end up saying was a mistake. But who knows, maybe there'll be a university admissions event in 2074 boasting about the anti-war protests that took place half a century earlier. And hopefully the president at the time would learn a thing or two about what not to do in the same situation. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments and follow for more.